Michelle was my wife of almost 30 years. We're going to celebrate our 30th anniversary in October 2001. But Michelle was the lead flight attendant aboard American Airlines Flight 77 that was hijacked and crashed here into the Pentagon. Michelle was not just my wife, she was my best friend, she was my lover, and she was the mother to our two children, Thomas and Allison. I used to be not narrow-minded or shallow, but I used to be very self-centered, and it was all about me and my world. And Michelle always would tell me, you know, it's about others. It's about giving something back. I mean, Michelle was a huge volunteer for local charities, the Red Cross, specifically St. Anne Infant Maternity Home. She did so much for other people. She thought of others, and I'm basically doing the same thing now, doing something for others, more considerate. At the same time, the day it happened, I spent the better part of an hour standing in a shower, sobbing, and going over the promises that we made to each other of the vacations we were going to take, that we weren't going to take, we weren't going to be able to do. And I just basically made it a point to try to live as she would want me to live and try to pay something back to society. And hence here we are.
Included you?
As a family member, right after 9/11, I wanted not just one life to be remembered, but the 184 lives to be remembered. And I got involved with the Family Steering Committee. And then that evolved into the Pentagon Memorial Fund, and it, in many respects, is successful. And it's never been a race, a contest between the other two sites, but it's a testimony to cooperation and everybody working together, be it here at the Pentagon, the DoD, the contractor, or the Pentagon renovation people. The only way it worked is we all worked together. The benches are one of a kind. They each tell a story of one of the 184 people. And if you look at, like I'm sitting on Michelle's bench, and if I were to read her name, it's etched here on the front, and look up, I would see the sky. And I would see that that's where the airplane came from. Whereas if I was sitting on the bench down here behind me and read their name, I would know that it's a victim who perished within the Pentagon. And you would ask yourself, why are they all lined up this way? This is the flight path of the airplane as it came from the west-southwest and flew into the Pentagon. When you lose somebody, as an event like 9/11, and you just go have a random conversation with someone who wasn't affected, and you talk about your life and how you're living this, that, and the other, they don't have a clue. Whereas other family members, they understood deeply the loss. It didn't have to be a brother. It could have been a husband. It could have been a daughter. It could have been a son. We all understand each other's loss. We all understand each other's pain. Very, very therapeutic.